Hi, my name is Victor B, and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to tell us about a little story about something that happened in my life that I think I'm putting out the story here so that it will be on record for myself, probably 5 to 10 years from now, that I would see this thing that happened because I might forget. You know how life works. So how it is when I was in my third year or in my fourth year in university, I had this idea for a software. Because how it started was, I'm always the guy that has a lot of ideas about a lot of businesses. I think of how to build business since I've been thinking of how to build a business since I was 14. And one day I was discussing something with my friend. We were naming companies that will start. My friend Osita, we were naming companies that will start. He had a name for his airline, a group of companies, etc., etc. We were having this discussion in my father's office, and then my mother made a statement and said, if you are looking at all these businesses, also look into something of education. And me being the kind of person that I am, I took what she said and I thought deep on it, and I said, okay, education means to learn, to know how to do something. And then when I thought about education, I didn't think about it in the conventional way that schools, opening up a secondary school or a primary school, or that was as far back in 2000, and that was in 2016, 2017. 2016, 2016. There were all these Udemy. They weren't very popular then. They were there, but they weren't very popular. All these online courses, they weren't very popular. They were there, but not very popular. But then I thought, okay, I was in school already, and I knew that, and I had this idea that softwares were changing everything that we learned in university, in a conventional university. And I had this company name that I called Software Marketing and Academic Company. That's Softmark. That's what I call the company, Softmark. And my idea for starting up the company, or for my idea behind the company, was a lot of students, a lot of disciplines in the university, like architecture, surveying, marketing, a whole lot of courses in the university have been very, very much affected by the use of technology, even law and medicine, by the use of technology, by the use of softwares, by the use of all these tools that has been created to make it easier for professionals to achieve their goal and their aim. And I realized that these softwares or these tools that are being created every month or every year are not actually, school is not actually catching up with these things. They don't teach us. I studied marketing, and they don't teach us digital advertising in school. They don't teach us how to run Facebook advertising. They don't teach us how to create a sales page. They don't teach us, all these things are software tools, and are tools that are helping to make the work of a marketer easier. So is also architecture. I had architectural roommates, and they seldom taught them how to really make use of the ArchiCAD and the AutoCAD to really, design stuffs. They were still doing their pencil and their art, and they're carrying their butts about. And I thought about that and said, okay, what if we could start up an online school per se, whereby what we'll do is, for all the engineering courses have been adversely affected by technology. That's a fact. We'll create courses on how to teach people. We'll get a professional that will teach people how to really, really make use of these softwares. And when we record the videos, and then the person would go through the process of teaching how to really make use of softwares. I know that it's possible because I learned how to make use of Adobe Photoshop, and use CorelDRAW very well using YouTube videos. That's pre-recorded videos. And so my hope and my thing that I thought about was, okay, what if I could create an internet school, an online school, whereby people could record, professionals that could record this, and then students would pay a trifling sum, and it would be segmented in schools. I had this grand idea on how to really make these things possible. These things are already happening now. This is 2023. This should be 7 years ago, or 6 to 7 years ago. These things are already happening very much because of a lot of things. But then I was thinking deep and hard on how to do these things, and I realized that the engineering sector, that and the architectural sector, was somewhere that really needed these softwares. And one day I was walking to a friend's place around in front of my school, around College Road in Enugu, and then I saw a poster where someone put up a poster, learn ArchiCAD, learn AutoCAD, learn all these engineering softwares. And I was like, wow, okay, now I think this is God talking to me. And then I called the number, and probably the person thinking I wanted to learn talked to me very nicely, and we booked an appointment. And then I went to see him. And that was like 2 days after. I dressed up, I was very much dressed. I wore my shirt. I was trying to look very much presentable because I wanted this man to really buy into this idea. I haven't met the person before, so I didn't know whether he's an old or a young man. But then it wasn't very far from where I was staying, so I walked. And then when I got to this man's office, it wasn't a very nice. It was an old office, and then I sat down. Being the young guy, I was 21 or 22. I was a young guy, and I talked to this man about the ideas that I had, how to really revolutionize how students learn softwares, how students do these things, how students, so that when students are out of school, they won't start paying people to learn how to do these things again. They would have learned all these things in school. Why? And they'll be paying us, to record these videos since he knows how to teach all these things. And this man, after saying everything that I said, this man looked at me and asked me, what course did you say you studied? I said, sir, I studied marketing. I'm studying marketing. I said, all these marketers, the only thing you people know about is money. But true, when I was really thinking about this idea, what I was thinking about wasn't actually the money. The money was the last thing in my mind. I saw the problem. The problem is still there till today. Students get out of school and then start paying for courses to learn stuff that they should have learned in school, in Nigerian universities. So this one said, the only thing you know is money. It's not possible. Do you know that I schooled in the United States of America? Do you know where I did my masters? Do you know where I learned all these things? And you're telling me this is the man speaking, and you're telling me to put in this. In fact, I thought you were a student that wanted to learn something. In fact, get out of my office. Man, I was trying to explain that it's not about money, it's not, but the man just gave me the red hand. I must say I was downcasted that day. I walked home, I buttoned my shirt, I slept. I was like, oh God, that was one of the days in my life that I would not forget in a hurry. I would not forget the man's office. I would not forget the man's face. And I don't know what tomorrow holds, but this video, like I said, I'm putting out this video to be on a record for myself in the future, so that I would see, so that I wouldn't forget this. I know I wouldn't forget it, but just so that I wouldn't forget it. But the reason why I'm really telling this thing is, after the man told me that this thing, pre-recorded videos or stuff like that wouldn't work, that students wouldn't even have time from their school curriculum activities to learn stuff like that, I said, okay, let me try something. I prepared a questionnaire for asking students in different courses. What course are you studying? What software do you think software is revolutionizing a course that you're studying? Would you like to learn a course? What course would you like to learn? And I distributed with my friend Two-Face. We distributed this. We had a 4-day kit. We went around to different rooms in more than 100 rooms, I think, and we were sharing these questionnaires to students to answer. And after, I would collect it from them. And when I looked at these questionnaires, I was seeing things like graphic design, AutoCAD, ArchiCAD, practical skills that students are interested to learn. Because I know that people are not just in schools to pass exams. And after that, I tried to organize a graphics and a printing class that was my final year. And I had a little bit of attendance. I think 8 or 7 persons that attended. And I taught them much that I could, and that was it. But what I'm trying to say here is, now that thing that I told that man is something that is prevalent right now in the online community. People are learning all sorts of things. People are learning even the thing that you thought people couldn't learn online. People are learning it right now online. People are learning it for everything. Everything is being taught. You can learn practically anything on the internet. And why I'm putting out this thing is I want to make out a comment to you who think that you're a professional, who you think that you've known it all, that you've seen it all, that you've been around. Do not be that kind of person. When someone, the people who actually make the change in the world, or the people who actually make the world to move from one phase to the other, are not actually the professionals, are not actually the people who have read everything about everything and known everything about a singular topic. Because when you've become an expert, you've caged your mind into a square whereby any new idea would seem like a blasphemy. So I think that was what happened to the man. I'm not calling him a bad man, but I'm just sharing. He hurts me. I won't lie. I'm just sharing the perspective. So if you are someone who is in a certain position, you're a leader, you are a sales manager, and someone that you feel that it's a novice comes along and gives you an idea, tells you what the person is thinking or what the person is, do not just dismiss it and say, get out of here. Do you know how long I've been doing this thing? No, don't do that. Always, when someone gives you a new idea, always listen and try as much as you can to understand, to tell the person to explain. And in every nonsense there is a sense. In every nonsense, you can always take the sense and take the non and put it in a side by river or something. But always see a sense in every nonsense, because every idea has the potential to be huge. If you read history, if you read about the things that are changing the world, or the things that has changed the world, most of them were discovered by novices. And Kodak was a company, multi-billion-dollar company at a point, and the person who founded it, Mr. Kodak, wasn't a professional per se in the photography business. He was an inventor. He was just a guy tinkering at the back of his warehouse. So a lot of things that were invented by people weren't invented by the experts. So when you are an expert, or when you get to a certain position, do not look down on people that are coming to you for ideas. People that are bringing ideas to you that you think might disrupt what you already know, or that are not in tandem with the kind of mindset or kind of philosophy that you hold already. Always be like an ocean. Always have an open mind to everything. I'm not saying accept everything, because there are a lot of nonsense out there, but always have an open mind, not just about the things that you've read from the people that you think there are two kinds of things. So most persons, when they read books, they read from people that are perceived experts, people that they think, this guy knows more than me, so I'm reading the things that he wrote so that I will know more, and they neglect the people that they think that they know more than, because they think, what can I learn from this guy? We can learn from anybody. We can take an idea from anybody. And until we become that kind of individuals, whether in this country, in anywhere, to become that kind of person who can really not look down on people's ideas, probably because of their age, or because of their educational qualification, or because of where you think they are at the moment, then we can't actually get to our full potential. So the lesson for this story that I'm putting out right now is, do not dismiss an idea probably because you think you're an expert on that subject. Do not dismiss an idea, because everything is possible in this life. My friend Ostawi, we're having a discussion one day. He told me something that since a plane has been able to fly out of this sky that we are looking at, fly out and land on the moon, it was done by mathematical calculations by individuals just like you and me, that nothing is impossible. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. The Bible said it in Proverbs 2:23, in 6:23. Everything is possible to he who believeth. Everything is possible. Everything. So do not dismiss any thoughts. Do not dismiss any idea. It might be the thing that will change your life. So in the next video this is just a story, and thank you for watching this video. If you haven't liked or subscribed, click the like button and subscribe, and let's ride on. Thank you.